Not this sultry. Good morning, my little coffee beans, and welcome to Madeline's Life Management. Today we're going to be talking about different date ideas. So I'm actually going to be starting with a story of the best date that I have ever had. So Blake said that he had a surprise date for me. And this was when we were engaged, the summer that we were going to get married. And I was so excited, but I didn't really know what to expect. He said, go ahead and wear something that you don't mind getting dirty in. So of course I'm like, oh no, like Blake and I were huge into rock climbing, but like this was a gap when I it's one of those things that if you don't use it, you lose it. And I had not been using it. So I was a little worried. We were going rock climbing and I was going to, but you know what? I was going to suck it up because I felt so loved that Blake was taking the initiative to like make me feel special. And I was like, you know what? Even if we are going rock climbing, I am going to make sure that this is such a fun date and I'm going to have fun no matter what. And so then Blake's like driving me and we're like passing all these places and I cannot think like what on earth we are doing. And we're in kind of a like weird part of town that we've never been before and there are no restaurants around. And I'm like, I wonder what, like, is he gonna kill me? No, I'm just kidding. But so we pull up to a pet shop and now my anxiety is through the roof because I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Blake is gonna surprise me with a cat or a dog and he's like, this will be for our future home. And I'll be like, no, hair everywhere, too much responsibility. Like, so I was so nervous and I was like, how am I not gonna disappoint? Like, I don't wanna disappoint Blake because he went to like all this like trouble and then we walk in and there are all these puppies. It's just like a row of puppies. And I was like, I have to go to the restroom because I didn't know what my reaction should be. Thankfully, when I got out, I saw a sign that said, pay $5 just to pet the puppies. So Blake put money in there and I was like, praise Jesus. And we just got to like be in this little room and they just like brought us puppies of our choosing and we just got to play with the puppies. And to this day, it is one of the best dates I have ever experienced. The element of surprise, being very pleasantly surprised. I was so impressed. I didn't know it was called the Puppy Doctor. I didn't know that you could pay to go and just like play with puppies. It was amazing. It was so fun and I was so impressed by Blake and I felt so loved by the initiative he took and the time it took to plan this super fun date that was kind of out there and special. And also I'm very glad that we did not bring home a little critter because we were getting married, we were both moving into an apartment together for the first time and because we were, you know, after we got married and I was starting a new job, he was starting med school and I was like, this poor dog is gonna get not enough love and then I'm gonna feel guilty and it's gonna end up living on the farm. On my parents' farm, not like the farm, but like on my parents' farm with the goats and the cats and all the things. And anyway, so that was just such a wonderful date. So let me go ahead and get into date ideas. So I have different categories and the first one I want to start with is a quality time date. So these are for people that really need that emotional connection, but you want to be doing something. So if you're a woman, men, you want to be doing something with each other. You want to be doing something together, but you also want the opportunity to talk. A puzzle is a great idea. So you're working together as a team, you can kind of joke, you can try to steal pieces, you can be impressed with the other person's, ability to solve the puzzle, how their brain works. And you can talk about anything and everything because you're working on a puzzle, you're looking for pieces, and you can talk. So that is a wonderful date for some quality time. Feel free to pop some popcorn. You have snacks that you can grab that you can have by you. Like you don't want to get a whole plate of food. This is a really great opportunity to have one of those dates where you are just kind of snacking and just kind of enjoying each other's company and staying inside and doing a puzzle. These next dates are going to be dates for when you need to get out of the house. So sometimes you've been working long hours or you've just been inside, you cleaned the house like 10 times over, you've organized every room and you're just sick of it and you need to get out. Here are some good dates for that. And I'm going to be doing seasonal, by seasons, great dates to get out of the house. So obviously, right now it is the fall time. And so my suggestion for the fall time for a great seasonal date would be the pumpkin patch. Not only is it wonderful, strolling, talking ability, but they have the most amazing food and great smells and it's fun to, people watch and talk. And if you like haunted houses, it gets that adrenaline up, which makes you fall in love all over again, because you mistake those same chemicals that go into you when you're scared occur also when you're in love. So if you need some renewed love, get freaked out in a haunted house together, and then come out feeling all those feelings, feeling all those feels. And then for winter, go ice skating. Ice skating is one of my favorite dates in the whole world because I'm hugging, you know, I'm holding on to Blake, or I'm holding his hand. He's making sure I don't fall. And I guess this would only apply if your significant other has really great balance, because I don't and he does. And literally, whenever I'm with him, I do not fall. Like I always am slipping and falling in this way, and he's always catching me. It's like he doesn't even have ice skates on himself, which he does, but he's just a really great skater, so he can always catch me, and it just makes me so in love with him, and I feel so feminine, and I love it. And it's so fun, you know, and you get a little workout in, and you're gliding, and it's like you're flying. I love it. And for like a more expensive like vacation for this, you know, I love skiing too. It's like you're flying. And then, you know, after you go ice skating, you can go and get some hot chocolate, or you can go look at Christmas lights. Actually, I think that's one later on. This summer, you know, you can do anything with water, like a lake. You can, you know, go tubing, go water skiing, something like that. Just hang out at the lake, do some jet skis. Or, you know, you could always go to an amusement park, which is one of my favorite things to do with Blake, because again, gets that adrenaline up there, and then you're falling in love with each other all over again, and your bodies are actually producing those chemicals again, which is kind of fun. And then last but not least, we have spring. In the springtime, now this is really easy for me to say because I grew up on a farm, so my parents, my dad and grandpa are farmers, and one of my uncles, so I grew up on this farm, and so we go to the farm and we will, you know, play with the baby animals, because they're always baby animals, and just kind of enjoy that kind of the rainy weather, the new flowers, the new growth, the renewal, and just hang out on the farm. And that's always a really fun day. So this is huge for all of you med school wives out there, and this is making everyday things into dates. So Blake and I go grocery shopping after church every single week, and we make it a date. We talk about foods that we used to eat when we were young. We decide what we're going to eat for that week, and we kind of make it a date. We have fun. We enjoy each other's company, and we do it together as a team, which is really fun. And also, another great thing is cooking together. Cooking together is one of Blake's favorite dates that we do together. And of course, there's that wonderful gratification at the end where you get to eat food. But we have a lot of fun. You know, he has his tasks and I have my tasks, and we both like know our jobs. Like we've got stir fry down like to a T. It's amazing. And so we really have a lot of fun when we cook together. We cook and laugh, and we'll turn up music and dance, and it's a lot of fun. Another thing that might not be expected is actually cleaning. So Blake and I know we had like my family coming over one day, and it was a week that was just crazy for both of us, and the house wasn't like, it was clean on like if you just walked in, but it wasn't like deep cleaned, like, you know, like we needed to clean out the shower and stuff like that. And so we turned on music and we cleaned, and we were like, do you want to do this, or do you want to do this? And so it was fun because we got to be a team, and we got to laugh and tell stories and joke, and it was really fun. So it's just making those everyday experiences dates, by bringing joy into it, by bringing laughter, by bringing stories and memory and intriguing questions. So yeah, for the extrovert. So I am an introvert, but my husband is an extrovert. So if it's a weekend after a test, he has like Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday where he doesn't really have to stress a ton about med school. So like we'll take one of those evenings just for the two of us. And then I try to plan activities that we can still be kind of getting a date in, but with other people. So we'll do an escape room, and we'll invite friends and their girlfriends or fiancés or wives, and we'll do a game night, which is one of our favorite things to do, is host a game night, or go to a game night with some of our friends. We kind of have a group of us. And another thing that we really love is bowling. And I didn't understand the appeal of bowling until I started going with Blake and other couples, because, you know, you're cheering on the person, you're watching them, you're laughing, you're joking, and then you're also getting to kind of have like side conversations while having a goal. It's a lot of fun. And it never gets too competitive because you're not really focused on bowling, you're focused on the conversations. And I say that because I'm a terrible bowler while my husband is an excellent bowler. So it's kind of fun too. If you're ever not so in love with your significant other, go on a double date, because even if that other couple is perfection, you'll still be thankful for your person when you get in the car, and you'll be like, oh, hun, I love how you do this, and I love how you do that, and you know, you're like, oh, I love that you respect me, and you would never say that to me in public, and I love that you do this, and I noticed that they didn't do this, and I love that you do this, and I love that you serve me in this way, and you know, it's just fun. You're thinking about all the reasons you love this person. Also, when you see them in a social setting, you get kind of you feel desire when you see your significant other in their niche or niche, or, you know, in their niche. And so seeing my extrovert husband interacting with others is, you know, it's very exciting for me, because, you know, I've won the person that's with me alone at night that's vulnerable, and but this guy, you know, I'm like, ooh, do I have him? So I have to fight for this guy, and it's fun. So if you're ever like about your significant other, go on a double date. Yeah. So something Blake and I have been doing in med school to save money, because we are on a very strict budget, is kind of like, these are some less expensive dates. And what we'll love to do is we'll love to get in the car and drive away, and drive around. And I think of a topic. And like one of our topics was what we want in a future house. What we would actually want, but if we had unlimited funds. So like, you wouldn't really want like a blimp landing thing on your house, you know, but you might want a library. And so we go, like, we take turns. So I'll say a room and I'll talk about the room, and he'll say, oh, so I'll say, I want a library, and he'll be like, oh, and we should have like a secret doorway in the library. And I'll be like, oh yeah, and we can have, so we go like that. And then after we've extinguished my room, I say, okay, now what do you, and he's like, I want a really great kitchen. And I was like, oh yeah, but I don't want this in the kitchen. He's like, oh yeah, I don't want that either. But you know what I do want? And you know that thing your parents have? I love that. Oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then once we've extinguished that, we go back to me. And so during Christmas time, you can drive around and look at lights and talk about, okay, so what are traditions that you want our family to carry? Let's start with Christmas traditions. So I'll say, okay, a tradition I want is on the first snow, we make hot chocolate. And Blake's like, oh yeah, I love that. And you know, it was funny because this year we didn't get to do it because we didn't have power. So let's do it the second snow. And I'm like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And so we talk about, and then I'm like, so what's, woo! Just spilled a little coffee on me. And so then it's like, so what's a tradition you had in your family that, you know, you want to continue or that you don't want to continue? Or what are traditions that we're going to do with your family and my family? Another one that's kind of fun that you can do is talk about vacations. What vacation do you want to go on? Well, one of my favorite vacations growing up was Disney World. Oh, that's really cool. I want to go snowboarding or skiing with our family. Oh, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, it's just really fun to just kind of have that quality time and plan for the future and look ahead. Because when you're doing that also, it helps you remember why you're doing this like delayed gratification. So we're budgeting really strictly now so we can do these things in the future, and we're investing now so we can do these things in the future. Those are a few date ideas. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.